statement about the game this afternoon?
Yeah, I thought our guys really responded. Last time I was up here in front of this microphone, we talked about our toughness as a group. And following that, next day we got together, we talked a lot about that as a team, and we challenged each other. We challenged our toughness and our togetherness and our willingness to play the type of physical basketball we want to play, or you need to play at both ends of the court. I just saw these guys responded against, obviously, a very, very good program. Coach Becker and UVM are not just known in New England, but nationally known. So I thought we played really well. I thought we executed our game plan, but I thought we had a tough and together mindset.
Connor and Ryan both talk about how you came out, how strong you were offensively. There was one point, like with 3 minutes, 4 minutes left in the half, that you outscored Vermont. The two of you.
Yeah, our teammates were finding us a lot. I'll speak for myself for sure. Most of mine were three-pointers, and guys were just finding me. I was running the court. So yeah, just credit to my teammates on that. And then I just know how much the coaches have emphasized that they believe in me, so I know I can just go out there and play my game and trust the work that I put in.
Yeah, so basically what Connor said, we kind of just trusted the game plan that we had offensively. We knew Vermont's a really tough team defensively, so we knew that we had to keep the ball hot, cut with purpose, stuff like that, just to free up our offense. So we knew it was going to be a lot more focus and mentality on the offensive end to get good shots. And so me and Connor, I think, were just in the right positions at the right times that we were able to make plays in the flow of our offense.
Coach, there was a moment, I think, before the under-12 in the first half where Brandon picked up a foul. It was on a cut and bumped shoulders with another player, and you were kind of really amped up. Can you kind of speak to, is that kind of the toughness you once saw, when you picked up a foul there, you obviously tagged the cutter?
Yeah, so I was excited about tagging the cutter. So to make one thing clear, I wasn't excited about someone getting hit on the other team by any means. It was a basketball play, and he did it with physicality. It was definitely a foul. But it was just the ability to protect the paint, like how we want to protect the paint, how we want to defend. We would like to do that without fouling. He got a foul, and yes, I was excited because we had an older player, a leader, one of our captains, who really showed and was leading at that moment on the court and playing with physicality and playing with a purpose and doing it for his teammates.
I have one for Connor and then one for Ryan. Connor, I think you were something like 4 years old the last time Captain beat Vermont. So I know you don't remember it. But anyways, talk a little bit about your journey to come here and how what it feels like to not just win this particular game, but be playing at a high level recently, even in tough losses.
Yeah, well, I know Dartmouth has a strong community, and so just talking to older guys, talking to everyone, it was made clear that it's been a little bit. They've had our number for a little while, but so I knew how big of a deal it would be for us to get this win. So really just doing it for each other. We had a good moment, team meeting, really talked about playing for each other, emphasizing that, and I feel like we did that today. So yeah, just really trying to play for each other and get the job done.
And Ryan, in your situation, you sat through 3 years of this. You've heard about it before then. You're probably playing as well as you've played your whole career. Talk a little bit about how things are coming together, and especially beating Vermont.
It just shows that we got a great group of guys. We've had our struggles against Vermont in the past few years just because they have a good identity and they play really good defense, and it just shows that all together we played more together than they were, and they're usually known for their togetherness and their toughness, and we were the more tough team and the more together team, and so that overall just showed that this group of guys that we have right now is special, and so I'm excited to go in Ivy League play with such a good win like that.
Kind of building off of that, is there, I think it was a 15-day resolution that I heard today. Is that something you have to sit and do with that all, or is it just, I guess, what was kind of that message coming in?
Yeah, the message was we came off a game where we got out-physical by a team, and I believe it cost us a game. We have an incredibly good, well-coached, and talented opponent coming in who has a true identity. We're going to show them the film and say, okay, this is how are we going to respond. And I thought, especially with these two leading the way, we really responded. When you can go and get 48 and 12 from your backcourt, that's a good start. That's not a lot of coaching. That's guys making plays, really good players making plays. And then I thought we just got that toughness and physicality across the board tonight.
Talking about toughness and physicality, that's also hustle. there's been a lot of times this year, and I'm talking to you, Coach, that you've been beaten to a lot of loose balls. Today, when you outscored them 18-4 on second chance points, I guess that's the ideal that you're looking for.
Yeah, Murph, 50-50 balls, right? So one of the first things we showed on video after Lemoyne was 50-50 balls, balls that we didn't come up with that we need to. And I thought we came up with more 50-50 balls than we didn't today. And I thought that was, guys really setting the tone for the game.
Ryan and Connor, you guys have talked about Vermont having an identity, but I guess, through a third of the season now, kind of entering Ivy League play, what's the identity of this group?
It's the tough and together team. You get to see the energy that we had together and how close we were, and how much we want to see each other do well. And so we're going to play for each other, and we're going to be a really tough and together team just by loving each other and doing it for each other.
Yeah, I think Ryan got that right. I would say tough and together. That's been emphasized since day one. We talk about it all the time. And I feel like we're a really close group. Everyone really loves each other on this team. We really try to play for each other. And we just got to keep being tough out there.
Ryan, you look at your development, and I think this year you've been as consistent, as the most consistent you've ever been. And I think that something that stands out to me is how even though when he has the ball as a point guard, you're still directing traffic quite often. I mentioned on the air today that how unselfish you are, and that not that you were ever selfish, but now, you talk about team, and most of the time, you're making sure the whole group plays together as a team. Talk a little bit how you got to that point in your development.
I think it's just as a player throughout my whole life, I've learned. I played so many different roles. I played a lot of different positions, and I kind of just understand that I'm going to do whatever the coach wants me to do to win. And so whether that's being a spot-up shooter, which I was really young, or taking care of the ball, or playing the two with Connor, whatever the role I need to do for the team is going to be what I need to do. And so I just trust the system that we have, and so that's pretty much it.
Can you talk a little about the offense on campus already? Obviously, it's a very different offense than you've seen in the last few years. Obviously, worked really well today, but what has been the key to try to learn it and maybe execute it like you did today?
This one for me, or?
Hey, anybody that you want to go?
Sure, yeah. I think this offense has been really good for us because it gives us a lot of freedom because we have a lot of shooters. And so we really work around the shooters that we have and understand like spacing and the ball screens. So we know, like, for example, if we have Cade on the wing, he's probably not going to, they're not going to have a defender that's helping much off that. So when we have like a ball screen going on, we can really know we can attack that and have that two-man game with the big. And so it's just stuff like that we understand, and all the guys I think understand like how we all have our own roles in this offense, and so it's been really fun to play.
Let's say for Connor, obviously you make the shots, it's fun for anybody, but it seems like you have fun anyway. In this offense, it's nice. It seems like you have a lot of freedom even as a freshman.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Lots of space out there to work with. We have good skilled bigs setting pick and rolls, so you could get in a two-man game. When they're crashing on that, you could kick out. We have a lot of shooters. So, it's been great to play with, and when we push the pace, we look really good out there.
I don't know, Dave, is there any hesitancy in your end to put something like this a little different than you've been doing, or you're sold?
Yeah, no, we have some new members of staff, and one of them, Rich Gleason, was a very successful head coach in Japan and the B League, for professional league over there for 7 years, and a lot of this offense and the fast pace is coming from the way he coached, and they had some really good numbers over there. And it's that, and then it's merging new staff members together, right? So it's having everyone buy in first as a staff, and then having us send the right message to the players, and they bought in.
My last question is of you, Dave. Talk a little bit about, Vermont's defense. They have the calling card, and their length has given you such problems over a long period of time. And today, with the way you run your offense, and of course hitting shots early, you control the tempo. People don't do that. You control the tempo against Vermont. That doesn't happen very often. With your ball movement and controlling the tempo, they were just left in shock. Talk a little bit about that.
It's tempo in a couple ways, but we talked about looking to push in transition against them, but also if we don't have anything in transition, playing with pace in the half court. And there's varying ways to play with pace, but I thought what our guys did They did a good job reading how the defense was covering penetration, reading how the Vermont's defense was covering two-man actions, and they countered that, and they continued to play with pace. So I think that was probably the biggest thing, Murph, today is that, and then getting stops, because when you can get consecutive stops, you can push the ball. I thought we rebounded the ball extremely well today, especially off some early misses from them, and it allowed us to get out in transition.
Everybody's done it.
Thank you.
Thank you all.